Yeah, you do?
Are you ready? It's on? Yeah. Alright, we're here with Finley on okayfabian.com. I want to thank you, first of all, for giving me the time to interview you.
My pleasure.
First of all, I want to ask you if you remember me.
I do remember your face. I never forget faces. I often forget names, though.
Alright, we then, well, actually, you didn't get my name. My name is Nestor. And we met at the pay-per-view in AWE in Virginia, Marvin's. I came up to you and I told you about that I had got some music done for you.
Right, that's right. See,
So you remember?
I remember now.
Yeah.
See, I totally remember faces, but that's about it.
You say you liked the music that day.
Yeah.
You remember?
Yeah.
Did you get a copy?
No, I didn't.
Would you like a copy?
Sure, I would.
I have 2 copies here for you.
2 copies?
So you do whatever you want with them. I got them remastered.
All right.
From your music.
Yeah.
So it's a friend of mine's, and I got I got a couple of them done that day.
Sure.
Yours was one of them. Here you go. It's 2 DVDs with that music that day. So whenever you want to use it,
sounds good.
It's yours, you know. I have no problems.
Give that a whirl.
Listen to, I know it's good. You know, I know fans appreciate the music,
sure.
So that's why I made it my business. I made it today, just
really?
You know, to give it to you, because I had it in my computer from that time.
You're having a busy day.
Yeah, it was kind of a little bit.
You ready on the questions? All right, let's.
This is part of the question, sir.
All right.
I'm sorry. You had a grueling match with William Regal a couple of years back in a pay-per-view. It was a tough match. It looked like y'all was going hard, like y'all was real physical. Was there anything behind that?
Yeah, I don't like him and he doesn't like me.
Oh, really?
Well, you know, it's been one of those relationships, you know, like him, don't like him, you know, it's been on and off for, 20 odd years, so. When we get the chance to hammer each other, that tends to happen every now and then, so. I mean, I like
so you
the guy.
remember the fight?
I like the guy, but when we step in through the ring, in the ropes, it's like, see who can take a little bit of punishment. Yeah. That's what we do, you know. That's European style. That's the way I was brought up. Probably the way I know it was the way he was brought up. So.
Yeah, I didn't think it was a personal problem. I figured it was...
That's not really personal. I mean, there was no fallout of any sort. It was just, that's the way we do it. That's the way most... Anybody that's come through the European scene, I'm a 3rd-generation wrestler, and, I take this serious, and as he does, and we just go at it, there's no hard feelings, just you lose a couple of teeth, so be it.
I said you come from a tough upbringing in Finland, whereas you used to fight a lot. Can you elaborate a little on that?
Well, fighting a lot depends how you mean fighting a lot. I mean, if you say I fought kids and stuff like that, but I was brought up on the streets of. I mean, I didn't live on the streets, but I mean, my upbringing was war-torn Northern Ireland. So you had to defend yourself, stand up for yourself, and. You can't curl up in a ball in life, and you just gotta get through it. We had to. I'm not just talking about me, but everybody in that period in Northern Ireland had a rough time. It wasn't an easy time. It was very, very much a depressed feeling, and you just had to be careful where you went, and you just had to fight your way through some situations. So. I'm as I say, 3rd-generation wrestler. I was expected to be a little bit tougher than most, and if I did get in a fight, if I didn't win it, then my dad would probably knock my lights out. So I'd rather win the fight than go home and get my head knocked off by my dad. So.
Who do you think is the toughest guy you faced?
I don't think I could say who, what. I mean, there's been a lot. There's been a lot of Japanese wrestlers, but I mean, the Undertaker's real tough. Chris Benoit was real tough. You know, Batista was a big tough guy. You know, and people would say Batista wasn't a good wrestler, but I know he's tough. I've seen him, and I've been in with him. Bobby Lashley was tough. You know, I mean, people are tough in different aspects of their wrestling or their career or just the human being they are, you know, but I couldn't put a finger on go, this is the guy here. Because it changes. I mean, I've been wrestling 38 years, so there's been a lot of people that I've crossed paths with, and Regal's tough, you know, Dave Taylor's tough. You know, there's a lot of European wrestlers that are real tough, so, you know, a lot of American wrestlers too, so I really couldn't put my finger on who was the toughest. Impossible to do.
No doubt. It seems that you had a soft spot for Hornswoggle after some time. Did you grow attached to his character? Because you had good chemistry.
Yeah, you know, we got on well together, and we still do. We still keep in contact. You know, it's it's a relationship. You become partners, and if you don't get along with your partner, it's not going to work. It did work. We liked each other. We became close, and yeah, he's a great kid. I miss him, and loved being in the ring with him and helping him through his career, you know. But yeah, I think it came out that, you know, through our in-ring performances that we had a connection. It was there.
Yeah, it was definitely. You said a story one time of how you used to snap guys' fingers when you felt they would disrespect your profession. I would love to get a little story similar, if not the same one, on my camera.
Well, I would do that a lot. Not a lot, but, you know, people disrespect wrestling so much, and they think because they watch it. I mean, armchair football players, you can sit at home and pull anything apart. You know, so people come up to you and, you know, I love wrestling, you know, and they talk down about the wrestlers and the business. Well, as I say, I'm a third-generation wrestler. I'm sorry to keep harping on that, but this business has fed my family for 3 generations. This business has kept me. This is all I've ever done, is wrestle. So you come and have a go at my job, at my profession, and the people around me, I would explain to someone that you cannot see pain. So I would take their thumb. They would actually give me their thumb. Give me your thumb. And this is what I'll do. Come here. And I would go like, okay, here's my explanation. If I push your thumb back, you can feel that, right? Now the guy behind the camera cannot. He doesn't know what pain you're going through, whether it's big or little, right?
Yes,
the only person that knows it is you. I know it, but I can do this, and I can sing. And I might start to hurt you. Your facial expression will change because you're in pain, but I can keep singing. He will be totally confused because your face is going, ah, you're hurting me. Well, if I was hurting you, shouldn't I be going like, Rrr? I know. Here it is, snap, and I would snap their thumbs. Now you explain to your buddy that you're hurting, and I would sing a song.
While you're singing.
So your buddy's all confused.
I like that. It speaks a little bit to show, you know, how serious the wrestlers take this profession. The real wrestlers.
I think most do, some don't, and that's.
And a lot of people don't understand that. That's why I wanted you to elaborate a little bit on that.
A lot of, you know, there's new guys come into business, come in an easy way. They, you know, they buy a pair of boots, they watch it on TV, and they think they can become a wrestler. That's not the fact, you know. And they're the people that bring the business down and disrespect those that have paved the way before them, which is the wrong thing to do in any business. In this business where you're separated from your family, your kids, your wife, and you're on the road earning money, and then you've got idiots who think they can just buy a pair of boots and become a wrestler because they can bounce off the ring and do a flipping backflip. I don't have time for those guys. I don't respect them until they prove
no doubt
themselves.
No doubt. I'm pretty close with Rob, and Rob Finley.
Okay.
And I know you did a seminar like yesterday or the day before, I think. How did the seminar with Rob come about?
They just, you know, I was just booked to wrestle up here, and you know, seminars are a common thing. You know, I'll do them maybe in the afternoon before I wrestle, and you know, it's a way of passing on knowledge. Because the way knowledge used to be passed on was in ring. You know, if I wrestle a young guy, they would learn off me because they were in, not just me, with someone in the business a little bit longer than them. You can't help but learn if you're in wrestling someone better than you. So this is another way to pass it on for those who are willing to learn and are eager to go somewhere.
I watched the match with you and Alex Silva. What do you think of him? I saw you put him over. I kind of thought you should have went over in that fight.
He's green. He's got potential. Now he's got a broken nose, but there you go.
Really? I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
That happened that day?
You didn't see his nose spread all over his face?
That day?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see that, no.
Oh, well. He'll get over it.
How did becoming a producer for the WWE come about?
Well, I was a producer for WCW at the end of their business. And then, when some of us got picked up by WWE, or WWF as it was at the time, that's where I moved into, was producing and training guys and girls. It was just a progression and another step into the business I've been in for all my life.
Would you say CM Punk is your most successful trainee? If not, who would you say is?
Well, I didn't have a lot to do with his training. I mean, I had a little input. I think Punk has always had a bit of talent. I've seen him, and even Dave Taylor was the one that introduced me to. Dave Taylor's an English guy that was in the Blue Bloods. Introduced Punk to me, and he had a little school down there. Dave Taylor did in Georgia. And I came around a couple of times when Punk was there, and I didn't really have a big input into him, but I guess a little bit's better than nothing. But yeah, he's a successful student of. I think he went a lot of places to learn. He was eager to learn.
Yeah.
So I think he went after what he wanted. He had a goal, and he got it.
I'm about to wrap this up. I just have one more question. Is there anybody in the Finley family continuing the tradition?
Yeah, I've got an 18-year-old son who just today actually became regional champion in high school. My high school, I'm a coach at the high school, so my high school team has become, team regional champions. But he's 18. In May, hopefully I'm going to send him to New Japan Pro Wrestling, and he's going to do 6 months a year over there. I'll be teaching him too, of course, before he gets there. But yeah, he's coming. I've got a 9-year-old son, Brogan, and a 10-year-old girl, Alana. They both want to come into business. I'm not too sure about my girl, but they all wrestle. They all want it. I've got ring at home, and they're always in there. So it's going to continue. Yeah.
No doubt, that's good. I just want you to know I appreciate your time. Thank you for being in my camera, and it's an honor to be here with you.
No,
believe it or not.
Much.